virtually. A quorum is present for the transaction of business. Participation in the meeting is limited to members of the board and to those individuals the board has invited in advance to take part. I would like to acknowledge and welcome our ex officio trustees or their designees who are in attendance. Representative Dan Frankel, who is the Governor Shapiro's designee to the board. Dr. Kate M. Shaw, who is the Deputy Secretary and Commissioner for Post-Secondary and Higher Education, Pennsylvania Department of Education, and the designee of the Secretary of Education, Dr. Khalid Mumin, and our very good friend, County Executive Rich Fitzgerald. This is a very exciting day for the University of Pittsburgh. We have called this meeting to share with you results of the search for a new chancellor. As you know, this has been an exhaustive process led by the Chancellor Search Committee. We owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to Chair Trustee Eva Tansky-Bloom and Vice Chair Anantha Shaker, Senior Vice Chancellor for the Health Sciences, and the John and Gertrude Peterson, Dean of the School of Medicine. Altogether, there were 26 people on the committee, which included Pitt trustees, students, faculty, staff, and alumni. They worked for more than 7 months vetting highly qualified candidates from across the nation from overseas. The committee sought out and listened to voices from the Pitt community, students, faculty, staff, and alumni. Thousands participated in an online survey and in-person forums hosted last fall. This input was used to develop the chancellor position profile and the criteria used to evaluate candidates, which was critical as the committee looked for the best person to carry on Pitt's traditions and lead us as we face a dynamic and exciting future. We are grateful for the many hours of effort and due diligence that brings us to this moment this morning. Throughout the process of assessing, vetting, and interviewing the many candidates who sought this position, one individual led the field. I am pleased to recommend to the full board Joan T.A. Gable as our candidate to become the 19th Chancellor and Chief Executive Officer of the University of Pittsburgh. She comes to us from the University of Minnesota system and Twin Cities campus, where she has served as President and Chief Executive Officer since 2019. Allow me to share just a few highlights from her impressive biography. While at the University of Minnesota, President Gable developed a new strategic plan that focuses on emphasizing student success, innovation, service, equity, and fiscal stewardship. She completed a $4 billion capital campaign that exceeded its goal by 10%. And she also established a partnership with the university, the Mayo Clinic, and Google to develop novel platforms to establish new models for higher education. Before she joined the University of Minnesota system, she was the Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost for the University of South Carolina. And she also has served as Dean of the College of Business at the University of Missouri. President Gable began her teaching career at Georgia State University as an assistant professor of legal studies before being named the interim director of the Institute of International Business Studies. From there, she joined Florida State University, where she was the DeSantis Professor of Legal Studies and chair of the Department of Risk Management, Insurance, Real Estate, and the Legal Studies Director in International Relations. She is the recipient of numerous research, service, and teaching awards and is a Fulbright Scholar. She holds a bachelor's degree in philosophy from Haverford College in Haverford, Pennsylvania, and a Juris Doctor cum laude from the University of Georgia School of Law. She clearly reflects the vision, drive, experience, and understanding of the issues and complexities of leading a major research university. With your approval, she will be leading a university that's recognized as one of the top 10 research institutes in the United States. I believe Pitt stands on the threshold of even greater accomplishments and achievements in the future under her guidance. With your approval and upon her confirmation, she will be the first woman in Pitt's 236-year history to hold its highest office. As noted, we arrived at this moment thanks to the excellent work of the Chancellor Search Committee and the leadership of Eva Tansky-Bloom and Dr. Anantha Shaker. To everyone who was involved in this important process, your efforts and hard work are appreciated. Thank you. And now, with the search behind us and the future ahead of us, we have an opportunity to officially approve new leadership. I would like to ask Eva Tansky-Bloom, the chair of the search committee, to make a motion regarding the resolution recommending Joan T.A. Gable as our 19th Chancellor and Chief Executive Officer. Eva.
Thank you, Doug. I am honored and pleased to move acceptance of the resolution that was distributed to the board and move the acceptance of Joan T.A. Gable as the 19th Chancellor of the University of Pittsburgh.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, I would like to abstain on this vote, please.
Any abstentions? Thank you, Bill. All right,
Mr. Chair, I would also like to be recorded as an abstention.
thank you. All right, the ayes have it. It is my pleasure to thank you. The resolution as submitted is approved. Please join me in congratulating Chancellor-elect Gable and officially welcoming her to the University of Pittsburgh family.
Hear, hear.
Congratulations.
When I come up here, we invite her to come up here, right? Let's go. You and I need to go. I'm going to invite Chancellor-elect to come up to the podium, please, for your remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Browning. And with apologies for my voice does not normally sound like this, but it's quite a way to make an entrance. Members of the Board of Trustees and the Chancellor Search Committee, thank you so much for the honor of being selected to serve as the 19th Chancellor of the University of Pittsburgh. I want to extend my sincere appreciation to each of you, to Chancellor Gallagher, to his entire leadership team, members of the student body, faculty and staff, as well as some of Pitt's 330,000 strong alumni for the many thoughtful conversations we've already had and that we've already shared, along with the warm welcome you've extended to me. For those of you who I've spoken with during this search process, to a person, you've conveyed a passion and love for this world-class institution. You've told me what Pitt has meant to you and often generations of your families, and how much pride you have in the way this institution carefully balances tradition and enterprise while being dedicated to doing good work at the highest level. It's incredibly inspiring. And as an institution founded in 1787 with a fundamental belief in the power of education, these distinctions are not a given. They're not inherited by generational birthright, but rather achieved through unyielding integrity, hard work, and channeling the best of our human potential. Like the spirit of William Hunter Diamond, our first Black graduate, and graduates like Tony Dorsett, like Nobel Prize winners such as Wangari Maathai, discoverers like Jonas Salk and Peter Safer, and our sisters Maggie and Stella Stein, the first women admitted to Pitt who graduated first in their class with identical GPAs, and countless other risk takers, leaders, and doers who define what it means to be a Panther. Friends, it's in that spirit that I recognize my incredible fortune to be joining you and to be joining such an amazing community. First, as a Pitt mom, and now as your chancellor-elect. And being a part of that community means being part of something bigger than yourself as learners and leaders, as discoverers, as trusted partners, 5 campuses strong. So my husband, Gary, and I are filled with excitement and optimism when I think about what it will mean for us to lead this institution and be a part of this institution as it moves to its next chapter, and to take leaps when needed or incremental steps as necessary to ensure that the very best days lie ahead. So how about, when taken together, these shared steps widen the circle of opportunity, curate learning, advance innovation and service, and all the while deepen the impact we have on this community locally, nationally, internationally, in ways that honors Pitt's legacy as one of America's great academic research institutions. And so in closing, I look forward to working with every single one of you, to working closely with Chancellor Gallagher, who I'm so honored to follow on a smooth transition. And please allow me to say with gratitude for the first time, hail to Pitt.
Having spent a number of hours talking to the chancellor-elect, I can tell you she has a much stronger voice than that when she's speaking to you. Welcome, Chancellor-elect. Before we end this meeting, I want to express our appreciation to Chancellor Patrick Gallagher for his extraordinary leadership of this university for the past 9 years. He has led us during a period of tremendous growth for Pitt in terms of our standing in the higher education community, our brand, and our prestige, and our position as one of the great public research institutions in the country. The quality of candidates we are able to attract to this search was a direct result and reflection of the hard work, dedication, and leadership of Chancellor Gallagher and his team. We will have time to reflect upon and celebrate his accomplishments at our next board meeting. But for now, I want to thank him for his stewardship of our great university and for what he has done and contributed to us and this community over the past 9 years. Chancellor Gallagher, thank you. Okay, is there any additional business to come before the board? If not, thank you. This meeting is adjourned.